Look at my mess. Isn't this great? This is just a whole bunch of stuff. And then over here, I got a bunch of beads. But what am I doing with this mess, you may ask? Well, that is where the fun comes in. Okay, hold on. Hold on, I gotta organize my mess a little bit right here. I have an organized mess going over here. Grab my ribbon. Move my ribbon. The suspense is killing you as to what this mess is all about. I can tell. I can feel it in your souls. I'm just trying to get to my ribbon so I can see it. I made 2 of the coolest little doodads today, and they were awesome. I made some Corkaments. Put a little hook on the top. I made a second one. He's over here. Little flowers. A little floof on the bottom. And what did I use, you may ask, to make all this stuff? Well, first, you need some fibers and some strings. Ribbons are nice. You can use scrapbook paper. You need some tools. Whatever you got. I got one of these things that helps. I got one of these cutter madoodles. I got me a pair of needly nosies, which I haven't had to use yet. I have scissors. You're going to need to be able to find your scissors, so keep them within reach. My hot glue gun. Corks. Tweezers. You can also use your scissors to hold down the, the bits that you're gluing, if need be. But the tweezers have been helpful. And then, just your yarns and your laces and whatever you're going to use. I grabbed some laces that I don't typically use for embellishing, things like this. And I thought that this would be cool. And I thought these little flowers would be neat on one. The paper would be cool if you're doing this. I'm using up like my trims and my seam bindings. I have some old seam binding that I haven't used for anything else. And I also have some canvas seam binding, which would be cool for a blank canvas, on this second one that I did. I used green seam binding, and it's old. Look, it still has the rusty nail hole in it. So it's old, but, it's fine for this. It's fine for this type of exciting ventures. Hold on, I gotta pull up this one's pants. Apparently its pants fell down. So these are so much fun. And like I said, you can use fancy paper. You can use scrapbook paper if you want to. And maybe tomorrow during the snowstorm I will. But today I'm just using up fibers. And I'm going out of my comfort zone a little bit with this. And I might do some beads. I have this bucket of random circle beads that I might do. I might use some of these little pearly guys that look like pearls. I tried to make like those little dots where you put these in the oven, but these pearl ones, believe it or not, look awful when you do that. So I'm going to grab a few of these little pearly poos. So I've dropped this bucket of beads like 5 times since I've put them in here, which is just awful. So just grabbing a few here. Just looking for these little whitey ones. I know I've got more in my boxes over here. Ooh, that one's like a pink pearlescent one. I know I have some in my boxes over here, but I'd like to use these up because I pulled these ones out of those boxes. So grab this red one and this red one and this red one. Oh, I could just go crazy. So yeah, we're expecting like a foot of snow tonight into tomorrow. I'm so excited. I like one snowstorm, you know, and we have nowhere to be tomorrow, so you know, I went grocery shopping this week, and so I have enough food, and I have enough toilet paper, and I've got, you know, we have water put aside for flushing toilets if we lose power, you know, so, because, you know, it's going to be my luck. We didn't lose power during any of those hurricanes in the fall time when it was warm, but now it's going to be 29 degrees tomorrow. We're going to lose power, right? But luckily, you know, we have a fireplace, and we have our kitchen stove, which is a wood cook stove, you know, so, alright, I'm going to use these beads. So we should be all set, I would assume, for Snowmageddon 2018, the last hurrah of the year. Right? Isn't that cool? That'd be a cool, you know, catch line for this event. Now, if you've seen people make these on YouTube, which I've seen people do cork ornaments, and I have seen them use eye pins and head pins. I will show you what those are momentarily. Because I bought some, and I bought some specifically for these types of things because I was going to do these ornaments long ago, and I have a lot of corks. My family saves their corks. I don't drink wine, but they all do. You know, I don't drink at all, but they all like their boozing and their whining and their beering. I come from the Irishmen, so they like to drink. I gotta put this somewhere where I will not knock it over. So let's put it all the way across the desk. So, oh, another thing you can use too, which I use, little flowery guys here, you know, these little rosettes. I bought these also for this event. Hold on, I gotta turn off my autofocus. We are done. I bought the pins, head pins. I bought eye pins and I bought head pins. But the eye pins, every time I have tried to stick them into the cork, they bend. So what I am doing, I'm going to grab an eye pin and I am going to grab a head pin. What I did, right, was I used wire. Now, if you're going to use wire, this is a 20 gauge. I do not suggest getting a smaller wire than 20 gauge. And one thing to remember with wire is the higher the number, the smaller the wire. So if you went with an 18 gauge, that is thicker than this. But I don't think I'd go thicker than 18 because, like, once you get into 16 gauge wire, that is like thermostat wire. That's thick. That is really thick. So I take the cork and I make myself, if I could find what I did with my pokey, I grab a good thick pin, right? And I make myself like a pilot hole. Okay? So I make myself a couple of pilot holes on both ends. This isn't one of those real, this is like one of those foamy things, you know, the foamy corks. So I'm not as worried with this one. But I am going to put some beads on this head pin. I like the red, and I like the white. Ooh, maybe I'll do red, and then pink, and then white, like gradual, right? Oh, I'm going to do it the other way, though. I'm going to do the big round one first. If I can get it through the hole. Apparently this one's obstructed in one direction. I bought a ton of beads off of somebody on eBay many moons ago, and I'm realizing now that they're pretty much all junk. Okay, so see how pretty that is? And I am going to stick this. See, like the pins I bought are cheap pins. Oh my god, are they cheap? Like this is all bending. I mean, I've had other head pins and eye pins, you know, in my life, and these ones like take the cake on. Terrible build. All right, so that is cool on the bottom of there. I could try and push it in a little bit more, but it's probably just going to hate me if I do that. Alright, so that is cool, you know, and then on the top, my eye pin, but let's do the same thing on the top. Big fat circle, and the pinky. Oh, this isn't pearly pinky though, I want the pearly pinky. I have my giant glue gun warming up. It's like huge. This Aleene's glue gun is huge. I would really like a wireless glue gun. You know what I mean? I see people using them all the time. Oh man, I used the wrong color, man. It's supposed to be red, man. Okay. Alright, so that's on my eye pin. So like this one isn't going to have the fringe because I'm doing the beads on it instead. So I'm going to make this one really poofy with some trims. You know, like the boho beads? See, this hurts my fingers. This is where this little funky tool comes in. Because then you can take it and shove it a little bit at a time. Shove it in there. Sure. Very carefully, though, because I cannot believe these pins are this chintzy. So, you know how they do the boho beads and they just use like trims and they just wrap it all around? Well, I'm going to make like a boho Corkament, right? And then, you know, these rusty nails, like that's all these trims are good for because they're all filled with rusty nails. Okay. So I'm going to start with this because I am never going to use this thing for anything else. So this will be my base on here. And you really have to start with a good bead of hot glue. So my glue gun is over here like drooling. But you know, believe it or not, this glue gun doesn't, when it's warming up, it does a little booger. And then that's it. It does not drool the whole time. I had another glue gun, like you go through an entire stick, which with this project, you really can't afford that because you're not hot gluing the whole time, you know? So see, like this is thick stuff, so this will thicken this up nicely, okay? I'm going to throw a bead of hot glue right here where these two meet so that I'm guaranteed that this will stick and not just roll around. I didn't use hot glue on a lot of them, on a lot of my trims on the other ones because they were, you know, just thin material. Like this one, I'm gonna glue. I'm gonna just throw another dot there. You know, and it's not like this is something that you're putting in your purse and it's gonna bang around in there like a planner or something. This is an ornament. You're gonna handle it once in a while, and that's pretty much gonna be it. So, in the way of reinforcement, make it good, build it well, but you don't have to go nuts with this one, okay? I mean, if you want to go nuts, you should be my guest, man. I'm not going to discourage you, but I'm telling you, you don't have to. Which is saying a lot coming from the reinforcer. See, and this is like, it's tough to trim. So throw that over here. Give yourself a good glob. Stick it down. This is thicker, so I don't really need my tweezers, but I'm going to use them because it's starting to poke out a little bit. Alright, tweezers there. And that's on. Let's do some of this colorful trim here is nice. That I'm going to wrap around. Okay. And I'm going to put just a drop of glue. Now this you're going to want your tweezers for because this would suck. Okay. Wrap this right around. I'm not being fussy with this. I was fussy with the first layer because you need that layer to be your base. Unless you're going to have your cork show through, you know, which I've considered doing that too. But this one wasn't pretty, so I'm just gonna flop it around here. Okay. Just sloop it around on there, right? Zing, zoom, zoom. And another strip. Whoop. Dropping my glue gun. Before, when I got this glue gun set up, when I did my junk collage, I had it set up on the left, and I'm right-handed, which, you know, was like, whenever like a fart in church, right? I had to keep reaching over all my crap to get to it. Oh, see, then I stick my finger in the glue. And then we're going to go back up with this. We're going to go right back up. Dun, 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 dun. This is a little piece. I got a whole bunch of strips of this eyelash yarn from people and Happy Mail and Swappies and all kinds of fun stuff. So I love this stuff. I love when Dollar Tree has it. They don't have it all the time, but when they do, I tend to buy one or two. I tend to find more of it at, you know, Goodwill in bags. You know, I've gotten like 3 or 4 bags, 5 or 6 different rolls of it. You know, so I love this, the look of this furry, my Furnament, right? I could call it my Forkament. Haha, but then you would expect a fork. And that's just not gonna happen here, people. Alright, so. Oh, I made a chili today. Not a chili like that you eat, which I make that too. I mean, you do eat it, obviously, but it's a hot dog chili. Because we can't find a canned one that we like. And I like chili on my burgers. My husband likes chili on his hot dogs, so. You know, we can't find a canned one that we like. They're like mush. They have no flavor. They have way too much flavor, you know. And, alright, I like this so far. So, we found one. I found a recipe that I kind of like made my own, which is what I do with most recipes. And I love how it came out. That came out so awesome. So I'm going to make that again for sure. But like it was so good when I was cooking it on the stove and I was checking to make sure it wasn't too acidic. I was like, man, I could go for a bowl of this, but I didn't make a lot. I just made a pound of hamburgers worth, you know. I have never made boho beads, but this is how I would make them if I did. This yarn, I dismantled a scarf today that my mother made. And calm down before you're like, oh my god, your mom made that because she made it out of the kindness of her heart. No. Sorry, Mom. You know it's true. She made it because she had leftover yarn. And that's her go-to thing when she has leftover yarn, is she makes giant, impractical scarves that you cannot actually wear because it's as wide as a blanket. Sorry, Mom, but you know it's true. My mom is going to watch this video. she's gonna beg. She's gonna call me up. Oh my God, why would you say that? Because it's the truth, Mom. Just live with it. Just live with that truth. Okay. Do that. This is gonna be like the crazy ornament, and I just stuck my finger in wet hot glue. Okay, hold this down for a second. Right? Hold that down. We have a little bit of hot glue crusties, but you know, you're not gonna be able to make it perfect everywhere. So far, I am loving this. So what I was thinking is, I don't know if I want to use this or the perp. Let's see what the perp looks like. If I can find the end. I didn't want to have to take the paper off, but you're just going to have to. Oh, the end was on the paper. If I take the purple. Ah, yeah, see? If I go around it with the purple, man. Oh, dude. That is gnarly. And then I could even glue some beads on it. Ah, you guys are just hatching my brain with some greatness. Awesome. I love this stuff. It's like netting. Give it a little glob in all of the seams where it's touching. Like so. Like so. Right? And then I'm going to take the tweezers and just lay them down sideways right along there. Right? And then yank it up like that. And like this. And take these. There's some little flingies on the end here that I'm just going to calm them down right here. Nice. Nice. Now I'm going to put some beads on it. So let's put one here. We'll put one of these white ones. Okay. And put them random. You know, we'll put them like sporadic. I'm going to put a pink one over here. I'm going to put the non-pearlescent one right there. Okay, and then I'm going to put, I got a blue one I'm going to put over here. Okay. Blue one. And I'm going, on the seam here, I'm going to put 2 of the little pearlescent clear ones that I have. Okay, 1. 2. Oh yeah, man. So this is one, and here's your little hook, right? That you hook your Christmas hook to. Love that right there. I am going to put something, let's do something on the top. And I'm not going to put the flowers this time. I grabbed a handful of the little flowers out of my box over here, but it was like, oh, we'll do this gold stuff. But I only grabbed white, red, and pink. I'm like, you know, there are more colors than white, red, and pink. I did this gold stuff on one of the other ones too. Probably should have done this first, but whatever. You know, you only live once. So, do the gold stuff at the end. No, I'm just kidding. Do this early on if you can. So you don't end up with everything all screwy. All screwy-looey on you. Alright, I'm going to use up all of this gold right here. So. Okay. Just glob some glue in here randomly, right? Because it's going to spread out. You're definitely going to need tweezers for this ordeal, though, because this stuff is awful to try and glue. So I just go right between it. Just squish it on down. This gold stuff I got at Dollar Tree. They have whole packages of pipe cleaners. They may have had silver. I don't know. But if you're in the area, it's in the Christmas stuff. Alright, so there's the top with the gold. The bottom I think I'm just going to leave for now. But that is my Corkament. Let's do another one. Alright, let's grab another cork. And let's make some pilot holes. Okay, poke. I loved with that purple. That was so cool. Poke. Poke. I'm trying to think of what I can do next. Let's see. I'm going to do some with a little lace, so I'm going to do another, let's think here. Let's do a real Christmassy one, okay? I'll do this gold head pin right here. I'm going to put one red bead on the top because I like that. I like these little red ones. One red one on the top. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do this one with wire because I'm going to put pom-poms on the top. So what I do is I take my wire and I don't cut a big piece. I cut a small piece of it. So, you know, because you're just making a little loop. Ooh. That ended up behind me, so I'm going to have to grab that. Cut in two pieces, one for the top, one for the bottom. I used to have really good tools, but they are not where I had them. So I have no idea where they are. They've got to be out in my trailer someplace, but I have not come across them yet. I've just come across these old ones that I almost threw out. Good thing I didn't, because I can't find the new ones. These are like really stiff though, you know. I had to really oil them up when I brought them in, because they're really junk. They were like rusted right to death. I've used all these things right to death. Alright, so curl, curl. So what I do is I curl it right up to the hole, and then I just push it in a little, because you're not using this to like tow a truck. So it does not have to be super enforced. And if I'm saying that, you know that it is not it is not pertinent for this to be nuts. I'm trying to think of what I think I'm going to do some of this pretty red ribbon.
I don't know if I'm going to put her on. Yeah, leave her alone. She's on her thing.
Alright. Lil's coming over with her elevator music. Alright, I'll do this. And we'll fold that over. Right, and back in the same hole. This one I'm going to use the tool to push it in with because my fingers hurt. There, you just shove it in there a little bit. Okay. So on here, this ribbon is kind of see-through, so I'm going to give it a base. Let's find some of my ugly seam binding. I hope you're enjoying the elevator music from my darling daughter. Lil, can you turn that down a little, please? That is like loudness. What did I do with the rest of that red that I was using earlier? Who knows, right? It's going to be my luck. There it is. I should be able to go around this with it, maybe. Let's see. Sometimes you got to test it. See if you can go around the cork with whatever you're trying. I had to stretch a piece of material earlier to get it to go around all the way. So, this reminds me of like I'm wrapping the cork up with a scarf. That's what it reminds me. It is a scarf cork. Now, see? Almost. Almost enough. But I guess that's okay. Maybe I could give it a skirt, right? So let me think of what I can do for a skirt. Oh, I got a skirt. I've got a cork skirt. Let's see, what did I do with that fringy piece? It reminds me of like curtain tiebacks, you know? How they make those so pretty. Look at this mess, man. Here we go. Skirt. Done. Okay. So, let us glue. I do like this glue gun. I do like this glue gun. I'm not going to have enough of the big sticks to last all the ornaments that I'm probably going to want to make tomorrow. But, scrapbook paper would definitely be an easier base if you're interested in doing these, but you want to make it like a quick, not so crazy desk thing. Then do it with scrapbook paper. But if you are gonna live on the edge of your seat, then use whatever kind of messy crap you got. Use up the fibers you're not gonna use anywhere else. Use up that lace that you know you got a pile of that you keep passing over with every project you do. Use up that ugly yarn. Use up that ugly ribbon. You know, I had a whole bunch of Christmas ribbon. I even went out and looked for it, and I couldn't find it. I had it in with my yard sale stuff. I have no clue where it is. I looked in almost every box out there. It's going to be in the very last box, the very bottom of the pile, behind everything, behind all the furniture or whatever. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'll just use what I got. There's that, and I'm going to put the skirt on. Yeah, man. Everybody needs a skirt. This is like Santa. This is going to be. It's going to be Santa. Hold on, I got to glue it. Hold on, I got to glue it. I'm going to glue this one a little heavier because this is kind of a heavy trim, right? And I want it to stay up on this red band. Oh man, my glue stick is like hating me. Very nice, very nice. Let's grab some scissors. Use my pink scissors because they're a little bigger, so I can cut this off in one fell swoop. Yeah, man. See, check it out. It's like a Santa's beard. Whoa. Whoa, man. Hold on, honey. The glue on there is very hot, and I'm waiting for it to dry. See, what do you think?
Whoa.
Whoa.
What is that?
It's an ornament. Alright, so I got my skirt. And at the top, we're going to put a little band at the top. We're going to put this guy up here. I'm going to cut his loose ends. Oh, first I want to put a coat of this shiny stuff over this. Right? Yeah. That smells nice. Let's go over this a few times. Alright, let's glue this. Oh man, I have to get another stick. Why must life be so awful? Let me find another stick. I think I have big sticks someplace, but I don't know where. And I'm definitely not going to want to go and find them tomorrow in the snow. I don't want to stay inside in my pajamas all day, hang out by the fire, bake some cookies, have some hot chocolate. Since I'll be allowed to tomorrow, it'll be snowing. Lily told me I cannot have hot chocolate unless it is snowing. So,
Snow tomorrow?
yeah,
It's gonna be snowing?
all day.
Can I wash my tongue out?
Yeah.
I want to I'm so excited.
I know. I even have snow pants for her. They were a friend of mine gave them to me. I almost bought her a snowsuit last year, which I'm so glad I didn't because we had one accumulative storm that we could play outside in. And we had one snow day that we could play outside. The other snow days were like, you know, by the time we could play, it was raining out. You know, and who wants to catch pneumonia? So it's not perfect because of the glue marks, but it's pretty neat. And I'm going to put this, gotta wrap this back up. I bought this at the thrift store the other day because I wanted some red, but I didn't realize it was so transparent. But that's okay, I'm still going to use it in my Christmas journal, which I am having a blast with. I did a little bit more gluing last night in it. Not much. I tidied some stuff up, and I finished a couple things, which I will obviously be showing you. I'm not going to keep you in the dark on my beautiful Christmas collection journal, which is so much fun. I really hope that you're doing your own because it is so freeing. It is so freeing. Like, I don't really have a Fatty Patty style journal per se, but I think that this is going to convince me to start one because it's so freeing to just glue. Look at that Christmassy one. Oh, I love this. Maybe I could find some more of this in my lace bucket. I might have some in a different color. Now, I want to do a little something through here. What if I just did white? See, this was given to me. Somebody gave me like a huge, like, roll of this. Not the whole roll, but a big chunk. And I've gone through a lot of it in other things too. So, I mean, I still have a lot. And I've got this red. Right? And I am gonna be a real rebel. Put that red down. And I'm gonna put in a piece of green ribbon. Sorry. Just to break up the white and the red. Like this. Like that. What I've been doing is I twist it like where I think is sort of the middle, because that is going to make it much easier when you stick it in this loop, because then you can find the middle. It's going to want to separate, so you can find the middle much easier. Open that up a little bit, grab it, pull it through, right, and then tighten it up on there. Tighten it right up on there. There we go for that floof. I like that one. Very simple. On the, oh, that's the top. Oh boy, wrong side. I'm getting tired, I guess. So let's lay all these back out. Let's do this on the bottom. Gotta do this under the skirt, girls. Under the skirt. The only thing about this eyelash yarn is when you cut it, it kind of like falls apart on you. All these little fibers. What I used to do, like when I do a journal, is I then pick up all those little fibers and use them on like as like embellishments on the pages of the journal that I was doing. It's not like I saved them in a box for other projects. Then I was like, man, that's really tedious. to take these and stick them all down, you know. I like that. And then I got this little bag of pom-poms, also from Dollar Tree. Also going to save this wrapper for my Christmas journal, right? And I'm going to grab some small ones. Small green one. Small red ones. Grab some of these little guys. Stick these big guys back in. They remind me of like bacteria. That's what bacteria looks like under a microscope. Let's stick this. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Just sloop this glue. Woo, 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 woo. Right on the top of there. Stick that down. Stick that down. Little green one. Little red one. How much fun was that? How much fun was that, guys? Right? So listen, I want to see these. I want to see what you guys are doing. I want to see you make some Corkaments. And some Forkaments, right? Forkaments. Corkaments. So go nuts. Let's see them. And have fun. You know, tomorrow I'm probably going to try some with some paper, go through some more of my ugly trims, things I don't really use for anything else. You know, look at, I still have this gold and silver. I could wrap that around a cork. You know, but man, just have some fun with it. This is a lot of fun. And enjoy. Ta-ta.